Welcome back, everyone. iOS 14.5 just officially came out, so let's go and take a look at it on something like the iPhone 8 that I do have here. Now, what I can tell you is that, first of all, I've been running these betas on my iPhone 8 for a very long time, for months and months now since iOS 14.5 beta 1 came out. And I can definitely tell you this update is a very worthwhile update. There's a bunch of things added. Starting off, we have the ability of changing our default music app through Siri. So if you want to tell Siri to play a song, we can now actually make it either play through Spotify or any other app, which is another really awesome thing that 14.5 brought. Now, on top of that, we actually do have more than 200 additional emojis added with this update. Now, I don't know if anybody's going to really freak out about it, but if you can see, I mean, it's not going to be extremely easy to tell, but there are over 200 new emojis added with 14.5. So I think that's another really awesome thing that we have with this specific update. Now, another cool little thing that isn't necessarily added to the iPhone 8, but I still wanted to mention it, is actually the ability of unlocking your iPhone using Face ID and your Apple Watch. So if you have an Apple Watch like I do, you can actually use Face ID and your Apple Watch combined to unlock it if you have a mask. Now, again, this is not really relevant to the iPhone 8, but it's still a really cool feature and one of the biggest highlights for 14.5. Another massive highlight for 14.5 is actually the transparency mode kind of thing with, a lot of apps that you may install on your iPhone 8. So as some of you may know, there's been this huge little thing going on recently about basically these devices and these specifics. Facebook and Instagram and all these things using your data behind the scenes, and Apple actually wanted to stop that. A lot of developers had a really big problem with that, but eventually they're adding it for 14.5. I haven't really seen it in action, but apparently everything's going on in the background. And lastly, we actually have the ability of connecting a PlayStation 5 or one of the newer Xbox Series X or S controllers to our iPhones as well. So that's another major cool little thing that we have with our iPhone 8s with iOS 14.5. Now we do have another iPhone 8 running iOS 14.4.2. So let's go and see which one is the faster version, 14.4.2 or 14.5. Okay, now that we're back, I always forget how hard it is to film with phones with glasses on the back. But let's go and get started. 14.5 is on the left, 14.4.2 is on the right. Let's do phone calls, 3, 2, 1. About the same. Let's do music, 3, 2, 1. And I think 14.5 was a little bit faster there. Let's go and do their app stores, 3, 2, 1. You can see 14.5, I think, was the faster one. 14.4.2, which is on the right, was just a little bit slower. Hopping out of this specific app, I have a bunch of these third-party ones we can always get into. Let's go ahead and do Fruit Ninja. 3, 2, 1. Surprised I was able to get that a first time. And I think they're going to be roughly around the same. I think 14.5 was actually faster, as you can see. It took up quite a bit of time on 14.4.2. That's actually pretty surprising to me. Let's go ahead and do Temple Run 2, 3, 2, 1. And this is it's not a ginormous game, but it takes a while for it to load. And you can see 14.4.2 is actually a little bit faster here, which is pretty surprising. I think 14.5 is just a little bit behind, but still a very interesting thing. I wasn't expecting there to be this big of a difference between the two. Let's go and do Dropbox, 3, 2, 1. And you can see I think 14.5 was the faster one there. Hopping out of this one, let's go ahead and do Facebook, 3, 2, 1. I think 14.5 may be the faster one there. Hopping out of this app, let's go ahead and do Netflix, 3, 2, 1. And you can see 14.4.2 is the faster one there. Hopping out of this one, let's do one more. Let's go ahead and do Snake versus Blocks, 3, 2, 1. I will be doing a full speed comparison on my second channel at some point. I don't know when I'm going to do it, but hopefully sooner than later. And 14.4.2 seems to be faster. We did have a little bit of a pop-up here. I don't know what's going on. But I think ultimately, it's kind of like a tie. I don't really think one is faster than the other one, to be honest. So to kind of answer the question, I mean, should you install iOS 14.5 on your iPhone 8? I don't know if the screen is blurry, if my camera's... This is what I'll tell you. I think it is a no-brainer to update to 14.4.2. I think you're going to be getting a much stronger update. Like I mentioned, I've been installing these betas for a very long time, and now that we're at the end and the RC came out and all that stuff, I think the iOS 14.5 update is a very solid update for sure. You're getting a lot of capability. Like I mentioned, you're getting all those features, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and X controller support, app transparency, the whole 9 yards, all those other things I mentioned, 200 emojis. Like, there's a lot of stuff in this update. It's more stable. It's supposed to be the most secure version of iOS right now, so it's a no-brainer to install it. But it doesn't mean you have to install it the first day. Like, if you want to jailbreak your phone and you want the most compatibility with jailbreaks, then staying on the lowest version of software is always a better way to go. But I do think as of this point, iOS 14.5 is a solid update. It seems to be just as fast on the iPhone 8 as 14.4.2, so I'll probably say, yeah, go ahead and install it. It's kind of like a no-brainer. The only reason I wouldn't recommend it is if you want to wait a couple of days for it to get a little bit more stable, see what the public consensus is, or if you want to go ahead and, I don't know, like if you want to jailbreak, but even then, you can possibly jailbreak on 14.5 with, the checkra jailbreak. So take it as you will, but that's pretty much what I'm saying. If you guys have any other questions or anything like that, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that'll mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. Every single subscriber that we get really does count. So it means so much if you guys can hit that. Also check out the other links down in the description as well. My Twitter, my Instagram, my other channels. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.